All right. So we'll see if this one lasts and works. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the Poly. So, had some issues there when you get like a phone call sometimes. Kind of like messes up the live stream. So, I had to quit the first one and then start a new one, obviously, which kind of stinks. But we're going by the bungalows right now. And I think they might be doing like a little DVC tour over here because we just saw a bunch of people with like a cast member heading over to the bungalows. All right. Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, welcome back everybody to the Poly, and welcome back to a little Disney Resort live stream. If for some reason it's your first time watching, this is something that I don't do every week, but used to do a lot, and occasionally we'll do it here and there. But it's nice sometimes to come over to the resorts, run around a little bit, and you know, get a 5K, 10K in, especially if you're training for any of the Run Disney events. So we'll stop up here at this sign so I can kind of show you guys that all the resorts have kind of like a designated jogging trail, except I don't see it on here right now. But we're all the way over here at the east side of the resort, and so we'll like kind of run the whole way out and around and come back up this way and around, and we'll see if this walkway has been reopened yet to head over to Grand Floridian, because if you guys don't know, all of this is closed. This used to be like a walkway to the Grand Floridian. It's all closed off because they're building the new building. So, yeah. So we'll just kind of keep moseying along. So, yeah. So, this year will be my last Dopey. It's kind of sad. Because it is a really, really fun event. And, you know, I think I get a lot of enjoyment, doing these live streams and these runs, because they help so many people. It's really funny because a lot of times when people see us in the parks and stuff, you know, they say, oh, you know, we love your videos and everything. But a lot of them always come back to saying that they really loved the Saturday morning live streams that I used to do. You know, they'd get up and get a cup of coffee and, you know, watch it on the telly. But you know, our schedules are just so busy, and it's really difficult to get over here and do live streams and run in the morning. So, you know, parking at the resorts isn't really like feasible. a lot of times it's just kind of like the grace of whoever's working the booth that lets you in to park. So, but here, it's not too bad because you can park at the TTC and then walk or tram into the TTC, and then basically like walk over here to the Poly. So, it's a lot easier to do that here, but a little unfortunate if the walkway to Grand Floridian is not open, because basically what that means is we're really going to be stuck to just running the Poly, which isn't like a huge bad thing, but it does kind of like put a damper. You got to do more kind of circles and circuits, seeing the same things over and over again. So, and you know, when I do these live streams, I'm always like trying to find a way to minimize running the same place as much as I can. So, you know, Boardwalk, that's a pretty famous one for me. You know, we can normally get like a 10K in by, I think, like doing the Boardwalk twice, out the Hollywood Studios twice, 3 times or something, and then running around Swan and Dolphin. So you're not really having to run the same stuff over and over and over again. But you guys can see it in the distance. Look at that. There it is. It's got a big wooden wall up over there on the new Poly building. In Alice, we just moved here, and your running videos are some of my favorites. Just did my first run Disney at Wine and Dine. Oh, that's awesome. And congrats. Super cool. Jason, good morning, sir. I see preparing for Run Disney. I'm pumped up. Yeah, me too. It's man, it's getting so close. I think somebody wasn't in this chat because I had to quit and restart. I think it was in the other one. But somebody had mentioned that it's like 50 days away or something like that. So, I mean, it's right around the corner for us. So, and I'll be dressing up this year. First time. All right, so as we continue to make our way around the Poly, if you've never been here, you get some excellent views of the Grand Floridian. We've got a boat dock over there to take over to Magic Kingdom if you don't want to take the monorail, which can be pretty crazy in the mornings. Oh, somebody taking some photos.
That's the one.
So, yeah. So, it's kind of crazy, though, because, like, the Poly, I think you guys can correct me in the comments, because you guys are way more up to date on this stuff than I am. But I think, like, this new building is going to be, like, DVC stuff. And it would be really nice if we could just start getting some new resorts, maybe. Morning. All right, moment of truth. We're gonna get up here and see if this has been reopened. If not, we're just gonna see how far we can go. Oh no! It says no pedestrians beyond this point. Yeah, that kind of stinks. Oh, there's a monorail. So if you don't know, if you're going to walk over to the Grand Floridian right now, typically you would have to walk back here and follow this pathway which they have closed off. So I'm not gonna go back there. I don't want to get kicked off a property. But essentially, it takes you back out on the road, and you walk down and come into the Grand Floridian over by the wedding pavilion. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? How far is this guy? Oh, this guy's gone. Oh no, he's not. He's turning around. If he was gonna go, I don't know if you guys saw that guy that just ran by. If he was gonna go, I was gonna go. Of course, there'd be steeper penalties for me because I'm live streaming. But oh, guys, check this out. I don't think I've ever seen. Sorry, I'm kind of detouring here. But I don't think I've ever seen this tree with the flowers on it, which is kind of cool. Pretty nice. I'm lying. I just needed to stop and get a breath of air. Jason, Josh, I will be in Disney this Christmas with my wife and son. Monorail crawl on Saturday, December 30th. Inspired by you and Taylor. Consider an open invite. Absolutely, thank you. We will definitely do that if we are available. We always love doing a little monorail bar crawl. All right, so we did a couple of like little loops on the east side of the Poly. We've made it over here to the west side where it's closed off. And we're sitting at about 1.1 miles. So I don't know if I'm gonna do a 5 or a 10K today because 6 miles back and forth around this resort is quite a bit. And it's not always very like mentally stimulating. So we might just do a 5K today. Ow, I just hit my elbow. But I don't think we've really like said this. Oh, let's run down here to the end of the pier because there's nobody down here right now. But we are gonna be staying on property this week. Yay, we're staying at Pop Century. And our friend Katelynne is coming down. You've seen her in some of the videos and the group events. So we're all gonna be staying over at Pop Century. And we're gonna be hitting Jollywood Nights. We're gonna hit Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. We're gonna do some dining reviews, some stuff you guys love. And then we are gonna do some other stuff and then call it. I think we check in on like Thursday and we're there till like maybe Sunday or Monday. So a nice little kind of staycation over at Pop Century. So while we're over there, on Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna try and do a live stream from on property. You know, maybe the one day we'll do Pop Century, and then maybe I'll try to see if I can find a way to run from Pop Century over to Caribbean Beach and Riviera. So because it is you know, the Skyliner's not always operating like first thing in the morning. So so it's also not like super busy here this morning at the Poly, which is kind of nice, you know, while we kind of run around and get our steps in, especially for it being, you know, what is it, almost 9 o'clock now. Typically a lot of people are up and moving, heading over to the park. I feel like it's starting to mist. I think I'm getting water on my face. Mist or spit from me talking, I'm not sure. Whew. Let's see. Jason correct will be DVC Tower, thank you. Kat, hey Josh, haven't seen you do this in ages, I know. been forever. Is this in preparation to run marathon weekend in a dress? So yeah, I mean, all the runs, you know, that I should be doing are all prep for marathon weekend. So the now I will say we do have a little bit of a costuming issue that I'm a little bit worried about with Disney. So if you guys haven't seen, they released some very not explicit, that's not the right word, some very specific guidelines on costuming this year for marathon weekend. Specifically, you know, people who wear these like big, huge, like ball gown dresses, people who dress up in like the boxes, like the house from Up. You know, we've seen people do the trams for parking. I've seen people do the monorails, right? So you can't do that anymore. I do get like there are some issues with like safety for runners, but you know, for the most part, anytime I saw them, they were always running in like a straight line. They were never running side by side with each other. So to me, I kind of think that like it's kind of dumb, but there are really, really tight spaces to maneuver sometimes, you know, so trying to maneuver those tight spaces can be tough when you have 6 people who are, you know, basically tied together in a line. But going back to the dresses, so the big kind of like ball gown dresses, I don't know anything about them. So you guys may know more information about it, but essentially I'm gonna have to be really careful with what I wear. So for the 5K, I can tell you guys this little surprise. I will be dressing as Merida. So her dress is true to form fitting, which I think is part of the guidelines. You can't like be like big and bulky. So it's true to form fitting. So it shouldn't really be too much of a problem. And if for some reason we get there and they say it is, we'll have a little backup plan for that. You know, so we'll see. So that's the only like little sneak peek I'll give you guys, is that I've got the wig too. So, and I'll have to like shave my beard. I can't come back. Oops. Trying to find another like little loop in here before we start back around. Yeah, so they can't touch the ground. So I don't remember if it's that long. You know, the dress is like women's sizes, and women's sizes are usually a little bit different than men's. So I put it on and it seemed to fit just fine, but we'll double check that length, maybe cut it off and hem it if we need to. So, but yeah, so that'll be the first one. Now I will tell you, for the marathon, we're not going to be getting crazy with the costuming because it's 26 miles. So we'll be looking at something that's a little, how should I say, like, you know, running appropriate probably would be the best way to put that. So that's where we'll be at on that. Bali is a really beautiful resort, though. You guys can see it's cloudy. It's like misty. Not really raining. A little misty today. No, keep the beard. I don't know. I don't want to be like really crazy looking. Jason, you need more holiday live streams over the holidays? start the Drag Master Foundation early. Yeah, because like I mentioned, this is going to be my last one, so I would like to go out with a pretty big bang. You know, if possible. And I think I set the goal pretty high, so we're going to be doing some excuse me. You're all right. We're going to be doing like some traveling and stuff like that, so we'll see how much live streaming I can really get in, but you never know. So I think the one thing that I definitely want to practice over the next, month and a half is just going to be running Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So in the past, I haven't really done that much like running stacked up like that because again, I'm not like a pro runner by any means, but I've done dopey enough and I've run enough half marathons and the fulls where I can kind of really judge my energy levels, especially going into the last, that last day. So, but I would like to have a little bit more energy, It would be nice. The problem that I face is that I know I can finish. I know that I can finish the race. So to me, I'm not really worried about my time because I know no matter what, the balloon ladies will not pass me, right? Typically we start far enough ahead, and if something happens, I have enough of a buffer that they won't catch me. But, what I would say to everybody who's like training for their first one is really, really try to focus on going distance. Don't necessarily try going, don't worry about your speed. Speed's not that big of a deal when it comes to the long distance races. I know some people who they just run 5Ks. They try to get them as quickly as they can, and they get them down to where they're running them in 24 minutes, but that's all the more that they run. And the problem is that that's all the more energy that your body's used to using for that. So you get into the, running those 3 miles in 26, still got another 23 miles to go. And then people, they don't make it. So slow and steady wins the race. Jason, hang off to work. Very proud of you and what you're doing for Drag Master Foundation. Thank you. I'll be online during your runs, trying to get donations just like last time. Don't worry, hashtag we are. Oh, don't even get me started on Penn State football. Thank goodness we just fired that OC. I don't like making the live streams about football, but I'll tell you what, this past week against Michigan, man, we made some really dumb play calls that just made zero sense. When it came down to crunch time and in certain situations, it was really silly. Zach the Pirate. Oh my gosh, guys. Go check Zach out. He used to be a travel agent for us at GETAWAYs, and he was in an accident. I won't tell you his whole story, but essentially he became an amputee, and Run Disney just did a little video about him that they posted because he just did, Zach, I want to say it was the 5K for Wine and Dine. So, which was really cool. He's been really going all out and doing an awesome job. I have been following from the sidelines, so to speak. So Yeah. Yeah, awesome, Zach. Great to hear from you, man. Haven't seen you in forever. I think the last time I saw you was in Epcot, which was probably like a year and a half ago. Is it 2 years ago now? It's been a while, yeah. Whew. It's the eye of the tiger. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good theme song. Keep pushing through those tough spots. I don't think you guys can see it, but I can see Cinderella Castle out there in the distance. So what happens when you sit behind a desk 12 out of the 20 hours that you're awake throughout the day. Get really lazy, your legs hurt when you try to run. It's like, I imagine that this is what it would feel like if I was a robot and my joints, the gears got really rusty and you're like trying to break the rust, but it just never really wants to break up. It's really tough. Justin, how long have we been going for now? I'd say it's been about 30-ish minutes. So, and we're only at 2.3. So, I'm moving super slow for me. But listen, if this is your first time, you know, again, like I said, don't worry so much about your time. You need to really worry about putting the miles on your legs and on your feet. That's what's really going to help you. Oh, also I forgot, you know, this year, for all of the races, I will not be running by myself, which is nice. My good friend Tyler, who has also been in some of the group stuff, we did, if you guys haven't watched it yet, I encourage you to go back and watch it. Was the video, I think I titled something like, they said we would miss the ship, which is basically where Tyler and I kind of go off on our own into the Italian countryside, and we go check out a castle and do some other stuff. It was pretty cool. A lot of fun. We had a great time. So he's actually gonna be doing his first dopey challenge, and if he's still on, I can't remember if it's like his first like official half. I'm pretty sure it's definitely his official full. But he's been killing it. Been running all the time. Been running way more than I have. So he's going to be in a lot better shape. But essentially, he'll be my kind of cameraman every so often, you know, while we're running, so you guys can see the outfits and kind of get an idea of how things are going and everything else. Zach, so I think I just saw you said, how long is the running trail here at the Poly? Well, because they have gotten rid of all of the walkways, they haven't actually, I think they basically have removed what used to be the running route on the maps. So I don't really have a very good like idea to tell you. Actually, let's look up here. Right there's the running trail map. So typically on the other big resort maps, they'll be on there too. So let's see if it's been modified, because I bet you it's probably going to show going over Grand Floridian. So at most of the resorts, you're going to find these running trail maps. So, and it looks like they may have modified it. So this loop is only, oh, sorry, you guys can't see that. This loop is only 0.8 miles. And that's basically kind of like where we started over here, kind of coming out from the TTC, which is over this way, and kind of running this down. Sometimes I'll go this way and come up, but going down out in front of the beach, around the marina, which is where we're at right now, and basically going up the other building over here, and then basically going back. So that's start and finish. So if you start here, do it and come back, that's 0.8 miles. So it's not very long. So that's why I always say that, like, you know, when you are running the resorts, if you're like me, I always say I have like undiagnosed ADHD. It's really hard for me to do these runs, seeing the exact same stuff over and over again. So I'm always kind of like, I don't necessarily always have an actual route, because I'm just trying to like pop in to little places to add that mileage while I'm on, let's say, that kind of first loop, you know? Because no matter what, you're always going to have to come back to wherever you start. So if you can get in and add little spots, you know, like just running down here to the end of this pier and coming back, you know, it adds a little bit extra distance for you. So it's less, I feel like, of having to see all the same things over and over again. If that makes sense in any way, shape, or form. Hopefully it does. But yeah, you guys can see it's a little gray out here today. Very windy. Looks like it's gonna rain. It could. It's been misting this morning. So we've got about 0.3 of a mile left. So I would say probably once we get to the east side of the resort, we will have completed our 5K. So Laura decided to train and race for Dragon Master this year because of you, Josh. Thanks for the inspiration. Oh, wow, cool. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to help spread awareness for Dragon Master. I believe they actually changed it to Dragon Master Initiative from Foundation, but it's the same thing. Still trying to, you know, help kids suffering from pediatric brain cancer. Really great organization. Amanda, who's in charge of it, started the foundation because she lost her own child to pediatric brain cancer. So she started that foundation because of that. And yeah, she's super cool. She's awesome. Dragon Master does a lot. And that's why I run for him every year. I know I'm breathing really, really heavy, guys. I don't mean to, but I'm so out of shape. And you got to start somewhere, right? Always got to start somewhere. I'm always conflicted when I do my runs because I really like to listen to music. It's got like a good high beat per minute, something like Skrillex or, you know, high beat per minute, you know, music. But I get torn between that and like wanting to listen to audiobooks while I'm running. Because sometimes, especially on long runs, if you can kind of zone out while you're running, jogging and walking, right, it's going to help you. So I try to do whatever I can to kind of get myself to zone out and forget about what I'm doing. So don't worry, Josh, dad bods are in. Yeah, fortunately I'm not really a dad, so you know, I'm going to be like 99% of the rest of the population and set a goal to really get myself back into shape starting in 2024. You know, really work on those Instagram thirst traps and stuff. you know, boost the YouTube views with, you know, shirtless videos like everybody else does in our niche, right? It's a joke. I'm kidding, guys. I'm not going to do that. But it is funny. So, but no, I mean, I do seriously. It's like, 2024, Taylor and I, we're going to be making some changes. You know, we're always trying to change some things up each year and focus a little bit more on ourselves. And obviously doing a lot of traveling, you know. This year has been the first year, I think, since we've come to Florida where, you know, we haven't really been in the parks at all. Like literally at all. You know, we may have gone in 12 times throughout the year. You know, maybe a few more than that, but not as much. And of course, we've really been moving away from the Disney content because, man, Disney's getting crazy with stuff. You know, especially like filming and vlogging and different things like that, you know. To give you guys like a little insight to that, being that we own or co-own a travel agency, right? We co-own Go Getaways. Disney just put out a release that travel agencies can't work with just any kind of quote-unquote Disney influencer. Every agency now has to write basically a letter to Disney requesting to work with certain people, and Disney will approve or deny that. You know, so they're getting really crazy about their image. They've been getting a lot of negative PR, and so they're going all out to make some changes, which is kind of crazy. And you know, if you guys haven't seen our video from Venice, I think Venice for me really sealed the deal on like what we're doing, you know. All right, we're at 5K, so I'm gonna stop and just walk for a second. Pretty slow. It took 45 minutes today. Sorry if I'm like bouncing the phone around all over the place. I'm trying to get it on my watch to start my walk. We'll keep going back this way, I guess. Anyways, when we got to Venice, you know, when you go to Italy Pavilion in Epcot, that is shaped, portrayed from Venice, which is kind of cool. But, you know, when you actually get to go to these places in real life and experience a little bit of the culture and the food, you know, I know Disney has kind of like this safe kind of like bubble, right? That's why people come back time and time again, because I like that safe feeling, you know. And you're kind of guaranteed to get that same feeling each time because it's like the magic, right? Even if they make you pay for Fast Pass and you got to wait in long lines, all of that stuff, it's still like there's a lot of magic that's still here. But there's just something so different when you get to actually go and walk the real streets of where those places are inspired by. And so that's going to be, you know, something we're going to continue to do into 2024 is really continue to try to see a lot more of the world. And super cool. So, yeah, it was great. Flex, Nico, flex for the cam. There's no flexing. Have you ever heard of jelly rolls? They named it, no, I don't want to say that. They didn't, but, you know, you get the gist. That's how I'm feeling right now. Nobody wants to see this dad bod without a shirt on. PLS, I broke 500 training miles for the Dopey last month since starting training last March, and still a little worried about finishing the full. Oh my gosh, Tyler, please, man. You will be perfectly fine when it comes to finishing the full. I will carry you across the finish line if I have to. All right. So don't worry. Piece of cake, man. It's gonna be easy peasy. Easy peasy. Oh, Josh, shared out your river cruise. You had a friend that just did one and loved it. I mean, talk about one of the most beautiful, relaxing, awesome vacations you could ever take. Definitely, it's going to be a little more pricey, but well worth the money. Doing a river cruise. Oh my gosh, the Christmas markets. It was just awesome, and we are actively trying to, get another one on the books. Not for the Christmas markets, so to speak, but something in the summertime to kind of balance out that winter. See some of that stuff throughout the summer or like early spring. So it's not super hot. But all right, everybody. Well, I'm going to leave you with this little view as we make our way up to the fire pit over here. We finish the little 5K this morning. So thanks for everybody for hanging out and watching. Stay tuned. I'll have some more Run Disney, live streams from around Pop Century, Caribbean Beach, and Riviera later this week when we're staying over on property to do the Christmas party and Jollywood Nights. So I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.